Hey everybody, this is Kyle, aka Vulcan Wolverine, aka Vulcan Wolverine 2, and it is Friday night at 11:23 p.m. Uh, welcome to Hey Drunk Ninja, how you doing, man? So tonight what I'm going to be doing, it's going to be pretty casual. I'm going to just be putting together my second ZVS driver. I hope it goes okay. It's not a lot of stuff to put together, but it's on a live stream, so I don't think anything will go wrong. I do want to say too, I guess I'll wait for some more people to get in. I'm kind of just gonna have some music on, and I got some chocolate chip muffins and Mountain Dew, and we're just gonna hang out. And I'll I have the chat up so I can see you guys in chat. How you doing, Drunken Ninja? You getting through all this okay? I'm feeling a little bit better. I started taking a joint repair thing. Like it's this. Let me show you guys. It's a joint repair, ultimate joint repair, platinum, and it's Dr. Who's the doctor? Dr. Stan Guberman came up with this. Can't complain. Yet who would listen, Drunken Ninja, right? I mean, I get on here on my videos and complain, but when we complain in real life, who's listening? I'm glad you're, at least can't complain and live long and prosper, of course. But yeah, like I started taking this joint repair stuff, and a lot of it, yeah, and a lot of this pain over here that I have, it's kind of settled down. It seems like my attackers can't hurt me as bad, stimulating my vagus nerve and in my, what's it called, your trigeminal nerve or whatever. But yeah, I guess we'll just get started. I'm going to show you all the pieces and kind of pull them up, but I'm just going to go ahead and put it together tonight. We're going to hang out. So if y'all have any questions or anything in chat, or just questions about anything, or just want to talk about your targeting, we can just chat and stuff. So number one, ZVS driver. Here's the ZVS driver right here. Here's where the Tesla coils are going to go in. And here's the Tesla coil. All right, here's the Tesla coil. Hey, Tanya, how you doing tonight? So and what I'm going to do, so this is the first piece. Let's go through all the pieces because there's not a lot. There's not a lot of stuff you have to get. ZVS driver, you buy this all together. And then, of course, the power supply. You got the power supply, so that's like two things, ZVS driver and the power supply. And this is where all your hookups are going to go for the cables. That's not. Hope it didn't get banged up or anything. Nah, it seems to be good. So ZVS driver, power supply. Hey, Cal, man, I got to call you, man. I haven't had a chance to check my emails, but I got to give you a call. Then the power supply cord right here. So that's ZVS driver, power supply plug, and then the 12 gauge cables. And that's it. I mean, that's it. The 12 gauge cables right here, power supply plug, ZVS driver, and then the power supply. Those four things are all you need. Unless you want to switch, I'm not going to do it with a switch, but you can get a switch like this. If you want to, you can get a switch, but I'm going to do it without a switch. Hey, Wayne, man, how you doing? I'm just putting together the ZVS driver tonight. I was just going to hang out and put it together on the live stream so people can kind of see how easy it is. And I'm going to kind of do it. I'm going to do it without a switch, but you can get a switch. What the switch does is you can turn the switch off. So you can turn the power off from the power supply to the ZVS driver. But what I do with mine is I just unplug it. I just unplug it from the wall. So this is optional. I'm not gonna. I may in the future use a switch, but I don't see a reason to for, for my purposes. So, and then the only thing that you need, so you got those four things, right? ZVS driver, power supply plug, and then the 12 gauge cables. You need the live wire and a neutral wire, 12 gauge cables, and then you just need scissors. Need some scissors and a Phillips head screwdriver. And I don't think it matters what size it is. And I do just want to reiterate, if you're doing this, Vulcan Wolverine Incorporated has no liability. Do this stuff at your own risk. It's not dangerous, but I do just want to say that, I'm doing this to show you guys how to do it, but I'm just trying to do some kind of disclaimer. I don't know. So then all you need is scissors and a screwdriver. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull up. Calmar says, had a whole theater set up at the grocery store today. Yeah, a lot of street theater and stuff like that. I get gang stalked a lot. I got gang stalked tonight by one of the ladies in the condo. Pepper, go away. Yeah, Drunken Ninja says it's LLC, not incorporated. So Vulcan Wolverine LLC, that's my business. That's my business. And Future Knowledge. Hey, Future Knowledge, man, how you doing? I took a look, Future Knowledge, at that the metamaterials. Let me pull that up just to show you all that video again. Share my screen. I was checking this out. Let me kind of put my music on pause. So I was checking this out, extreme manipulation of electromagnetic waves with metamaterials. And they're talking about how you can basically create suits of invisibility, right? Using electromagnetic waves with metamaterials. The only thing is, like, I watched this video and it doesn't really talk much about the details of metamaterials. So I'm going to have to kind of check that out more. Future Knowledge says he's been looking into it. It might be a, it might be a promising solution for defense, is what we're thinking. But he didn't say much. The guy in his presentation didn't say much about the specifics of metamaterials, which I'm going to have to look up. Yeah, Wayne Moore says Future's pumping out vids. I got to catch up. I got to catch up on your videos, Future Knowledge. I've just been like running around like with a chicken with my head cut off. But I really hope you guys are doing good on this Friday. It's Friday the 13th. I forgot about that. So I'm not really superstitious that much. I might watch a Friday the 13th movie though after this live stream. Okay, so you got your ZVS driver, power supply plug, and then 12 gauge cables. That's all you need, unless you want to get a switch. Phillips head screwdriver, scissors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all the specifications before I start putting it together. So we're going to go to the ZVS driver first. Pull it up here. This is exactly what I got from Amazon. It's an 1800 watt ZVS induction heating board module, low voltage, high frequency, 12 to 48 volts. So it's 48 volts, flyback driver, heater, with Tesla coil and cooling fan. So you want to make sure it has 48 volts, and you want to make sure that I got a maximum current of 40 amps. You want to make sure it's about 40 amps. I think you can get like I would just get this one. And it comes with, it says DIY. It has the fans on it and everything. And the DIY part, I'm about to do it, is just taking the Tesla coil and hooking the Tesla coil up to the connections on the ZVS driver. So it's not that much work. I'll show y'all. I'll do it on the live stream. And I just wanted to leave that up on the screen for a second, so anybody who's trying to get the specific parts, can just freeze frame, can just pause it on that. And then we're going to go to the power supply right here. The Zincall is the company ACDC SMPS AC 110 volts / 220 volts. I don't understand that, but it's a 12 volt, 42 amp, 500 watt switched mode switching power supply. So you want to make sure you get at least 40 amps. I would just get this one because this is like the most power you can get. 12 volts, 42 amp, 500. There's probably some like 1,000 watt power supplies. I don't know how that would work, but you want to at least get 42 amps, like in 12 volts. So just freeze the screen if you're making it. And what I'm going to do, like I'm going to put it together tonight, guys, and then I'm going to take every video that I've talked about the ZVS driver and put up the parts. I'm just going to put them in a playlist for you guys. Erica, hey Erica, Erica Nario says, oh yeah, happy Friday the 13th. The number 13 can be good luck. That's interesting. That's interesting because, you know, also the number 666 in India. Did you guys know this? In India, the number 666 actually means good luck, but it has a connotation now of, you know, Satanism and everything like that. And the number 13 also has a connotation of like, you know, superstition, I guess satanic business and stuff like that. It's almost Friday the 14th. We're just going to say this video. Oh, I put the date on the live stream. It's Friday the 13th. I'm just not a superstitious guy. You know, I believe in metaphysical energies and quantum energies and stuff that's beyond science, but numbers and stuff, I think they have power when we give them power, you know. Kalmar says, why don't they just off me? It'd be easier than torching me too. Yeah, dude, I'm going to give you a call, Cal. I'm going to give you a call this weekend, and we're going to work on some things. Don't give up, man. Don't give up. Think about this, because like all these parts together, it's maybe like $150 or so, which it's not chump change, right? But you could build up to get this. It really, really works, Cal. And there's some other things we'll talk about. I've just got to call you. Don't give up. The remote neural manipulation can make us feel depressed, suicidal, agitated, anxious, paranoid. It can make us feel all those things. You'll be amazed at, like, when you start attenuating this stuff, how much better you feel. You'd be amazed. So don't give up. And it can, you know, if you gain some inches, those inches turn into this relief that you can't imagine, right? And it still sucks. Like, I'm still targeted. It's still a battle. I still deal with like paranoia and anxiety and agitation, depression, and all those things. But it's reduced. Like, I'm dealing with maybe 30%, 20 to 30% of the intensity than I was dealing with at the beginning. Still 20 to 30%, right, of remote neural manipulation stuff, but there is attenuation. Our attackers do adapt a little bit. They gain a little bit of ground, but if you mix and match some defenses, it throws them off, and they don't necessarily know what's helping you the most. Erica says, hi, Kyle. No, 666 is biblically the mark of the beast in the book of Revelation, though. But God does work all things together for the good, even the bad. Romans 8:28. Yeah, that's right, Eric. No, I was just saying in India. In India, it's actually considered a lucky number, which is weird. But yeah, I know. Like in the Bible, it's you know, mark of the beast. It's evil. I don't know. Do y'all ever drink that Monster? I think I've talked about that. This the Monster energy drink has the like, is it Arabic or Hebrew 666 on the can? And it's blatantly, I think it's Arabic. Somebody else told me it was Hebrew, but I think it's Arabic. It's like the little hooks, the little hook things, and it's 3 of them, and it stands for 666. So, hey, TJ Antipa says, they feed from fear and depression. Give them nothing. Kia Kaha, be strong. Be strong, be brave. TJ's right. Don't give them anything to feed off of. Get in that positive cycle, right? Even if it seems like just really hard to be positive, try and just grab a hold and pull yourself up on positivity as much as possible. Ella Advocate, Mel-OZ says, now I know why some people call Hinduism evil. Thanks, Kyle. Yeah, it's weird. It's like things are different. Like in different regions of the world, certain numbers were taken in different ways. I don't think numbers can necessarily be evil, but I think the connotation with them and, you know, the what we bestow on them, especially with the tradition of the Bible, you know, saying it's satanic, it takes on a satanic meaning, right? Oh, also I'm wearing a red shirt. This is a Deadpool shirt. Anybody who's getting gaslighted or gang stalked with red, I'm very sorry, but I'm not trying to do that. It's just the only clean shirt I have. I'm trying to clean up my place and do laundry, but it's tough. I'm gonna put on my music again. And I had to fix my bathtub. I really think that, well, I'm not gonna get into that. Not some good music, maybe some violin music or something. Does anybody have a music request? I hope that I won't be shut down off of YouTube because they're doing that new thing, and they're actually grandfather clausing videos that you've made in the past. So like if I said a word on a video in the past, they will get me on that on YouTube. So I don't know if my channel is still going to be here. Awesome. Ella says, Kyle, we love Deadpool. I love Deadpool. I like the second one better. I was talking to Stacy last night, and I was saying it's weird because a lot of the sequels, like I like sequels the best out of all the movies. There's some like Alien. Alien is way better than Aliens, I think, which that's a different one. But you think about like Terminator 2, Batman Returns, what were the other ones I was saying? Iron Man 2, I thought was way better. Avengers 2, I thought was way better. I'm trying to think of the other ones. Not Guardians of the Galaxy 1 was way better. Empire Strikes Back, right? Empire Strikes Back is like the ultimate better sequel. Batman Returns, definitely. I said that one already, but I wanted to say it again because that's like one of my favorite movies. What else? What's another good sequel? I could think of a bunch last night. X-Men 2, but Deadpool 2 was definitely the better of those two. Drunken Ninja says, the number is not evil, it's the name that the number equals that's evil. Oh yeah, okay, so 666 is like it equals, yeah, it equals Satan. What is it, Antichrist? Does it equal Antichrist? Calmar says, I wear Superman shirts a lot. That's awesome, Cal. I was watching a bunch of, Cal, do you like Superman? Because if you go on YouTube and look up like Superman Hope and Superman Believe and stuff like that, there's these cool little edited things with Superman that kind of pump me up. Like I was feeling really bad yesterday. I came home from getting some groceries and stuff like that, and my dad was pulling out of the gate right when I came in, and it just, you know, my attackers try and show me that they've got a hook in him and can kind of, you know, manipulate him to do stuff. So I was feeling really bad, but I turned on YouTube and I was like looking up like, you know, videos, music videos and stuff like that. And then like Superman Hope and Superman Believe and stuff like it can kind of boost you up, you know, and kind of boost you up and inspire you. I'm gonna play here. Just gonna kind of have some music kind of going in the background. So I don't know how long this is gonna take, guys. Tanya says, Cal, don't move. They will set your next place up. It costs more to move. I've moved 5 times. I think maybe 6. It helped me to learn what was happening, but it didn't stop my targeting at all. Okay, so this is the ZVS driver, guys. I'm going to clear some space here. I could have done a better job of clearing like a work space. But what I'm going to do is, you see this part, you see the part where the Tesla coils are going to go in. I have to unscrew the top. I have to unscrew the fan on the top so that I can then place this into those. You can't just push them in there. They're too big. They're way too big. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to unscrew this. And what you want to do, if you see how the ZVS driver is, you see this little small Tesla coil on the circuit board on this side. Oh, everything's kind of reversed. Everything's reversed on the camera. But you want to do these three. You want to do this one. Let me do this. Okay, you want to, wish I had an assistant. You want to do this one, and this one, and you want to kind of put it on a hinge, and I'll show you all. I'm going to unscrew. So you're going to want your Phillips head screwdriver, and then I'm going to start unscrewing these. And I'll pull the camera off and kind of show y'all what I'm doing. My room's real dirty, and I don't want to show like my floor and stuff. So I gotta. It's not too bad, but it's not great. So I'm gonna hold this ZVS driver down, and then remember lefty loosey, righty tighty. So we're gonna want to go left. And I'm gonna unscrew these. Make sure you hold on to them tight when you do unscrew them. If I can get this in. Yeah, Ella says I'm planning to move to remote areas with no 5G. Hard to find. That helps. Like moving out into the woods or the mountains, it doesn't get us totally away from it, but it does help. I've always kind of dreamed of moving to Montana. You know, moving out to Montana, because that's where, if you look at a map on the Directed Energy Professional Society, Montana has the least directed energy weapon, like, how do they say it? Really, it's the least directed energy experimentation, but they say the least like directed energy usage or something like that. The least directed energy weapon usage, or these programs where they're experimenting. Oh, the thing is twisting on the bottom. That's fine. It takes. I already got a problem here. I'll unscrew this one. It's kind of tough getting these screws out. Takes a little bit of doing. God, they're in there so tight, and they put them to the little rods that they're in are spinning too. So this may take a little while, guys. This is kind of the hardest part. The hardest part of this is unscrewing the fan on the top and putting the and putting the Tesla coil in the little holders right here. It's kind of the most annoying part of putting this all together. And you can probably ask anybody who's done this, and they'll probably tell you that I'm right. You got to be really careful, because there's a lot of like little fragile parts on this. And the whole circuit board at the bottom is very important. All the pieces put on there are super, super important. So Tanya says, Kyle, it doesn't matter. My uncle lives in the mountain gold mine. No power below my weapons, but of an airplane. Well, I got on an airplane and I didn't hear the V2K, but and I got hit in the chest on an airplane too. So I didn't really get away from it on an airplane even, and I think that's over the horizon radar. Well, I'm having a lot of trouble with this, guys. Usually the screws just kind of come right out. Man, it's really tight. Yeah, Cal, hang in there, brother. You are here for a reason. And the thing is, right, we believe in God. We believe in destiny. We believe that our Creator created us. This happened for a reason. Even if it doesn't seem like it, you know, this happened because it happened, because this is happening. So it's for a reason. And you will get through it. We will get through it. Now, I got all this transcranial stimulation crap on. I knew this was going to happen. I knew these screws were like going to be in really tight. Okay, I'll get it. She had some pliers. Break this thing. Is that right? Right, tell you, girl. Lefty Lucy. I don't want to strip the screw. Be careful not to strip the screw. I think this one's a little. Oh, man. It's not even budging. Oh, those things are really tight. Okay, let's figure this out. And that one's like spinning. Maybe I could just put them in there. No, they don't fit in there. Anybody got any recommendations to get these screws out? Hey, James. James Lyko says, does the ZVS driver help to shield? Yeah, James, that's why I'm doing this. This is the second one that I'm doing. It helps a lot with the R&M. It buffers that down. It doesn't hide you from your attackers though, but it's messed up. Like it's lowered the V2K a little bit. It's buffered out the external hits. It just makes you feel overall better from the attack. So it does work. And hey, PA. Yeah, so it does work. I'm just going to try another one because I wanted to put another one together. I had a backup ZVS driver, so I just thought I'd get another power supply. I'm having a lot of trouble getting these screws out. I could grab onto it and twist it at the bottom. Wish I had a little wrench or something. This didn't happen on my last one. I promise this never happens to me. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. Wow, that's in there tight. What is that? Am I doing it the wrong way? Oh, this crap. I got so much stuff hooked to me, and I'm like messing with all this electrical stuff. It's a fun life. It's a fun life that we lead, right? Hey, Paul. Yeah. Ella says James Lyko has an awesome channel. James has been through a lot of pain. His targeting is really bad. And yeah, very smart man. He actually gave me, I have a phone that he gave me right here. It didn't it just has the meters on it, and he sent me that and like a charger. So James, I still use that phone and I still use the charger. I really appreciate it, brother. I cannot get this out. This is, whew. I had a feeling. I was like, I didn't say it was, yeah. Drunken Ninja said, don't strip it, Kyle. Drunken Ninja, do you have like a recommendation? Because these screws are like really, really tight. It's not stripping them or anything. They're just, it's like in there really solid. I don't know why they do that, because they know you have to take the fan off to put the Tesla coils in. Let's see, maybe I can just put it right in there. Maybe that's better. So Tesla coils, and you put them into these these things right here, but the last time I tried that, they didn't fit in there. Fit in there. Got to unscrew those, but you got to really take this top off. Okay, let me figure this out. Let me get something to, I think I'm just going to take this thing off. Okay. Guess maybe it was like this hard last time to get these screws off. I don't remember it being so hard. Really in there. It's amazing. And you just need to get some leverage on it here. Whew. My nervous system is not prepared to do this. Yeah, pushing down on it and turn. Shoot, man. I may just have to show y'all how to hook it up, and I'm gonna have to like get a wrench or something and wrench that out. So I may just have to show y'all, just hook up the ZVS driver to the power supply and then the power cord and everything. And then y'all will know that you've got to take the fan off. Ooh, did I mess that up? Okay. Okay, figure this out, right? Ooh, I'm gonna do this. Cal says they might have a Loctite on them. Yeah, Cal, you might be right. The last one wasn't like this, though. The last one, I could just unscrew them. It was easy. Maybe I had more leverage on it. I'm going to try and do it on the floor. I don't want to break it. Ooh. Those are in there really tight. I'm like sweating from doing this. Oh, Cheryl. Oh, yeah, Cheryl's not here. I hope she's getting good sleep. M Dude says, well, I'm not going to read that because like targeting is real. You know, targeting is very real, and directed energy weapon torture is very real. I guess I can read that as a joke. M Dude says I tote past the paranoia. LOL, I guess. I don't know. It's real stuff. Maybe you're talking about like the paranoia that comes from actually being remote neural manipulated and stuff. I don't know. Man, I didn't know this would be as hard as it is getting these off. This is incredible. I may need to get a smaller screwdriver or something. Oh. Well, it is Friday the 13th, right? Maybe I'll be superstitious now after this. Looks like there's no problem with the screwdriver. It's just in there super, super tight. Let me get something to drink. I may just have to show y'all. Yeah, take this off. I'm taking these things off. I got to get some new gel pads for it. They just fall off all the time. It's so annoying. Okay, Yeah, I might just have to show y'all how to hook up the ZVS driver to the power supply, and then I'm gonna have to work on getting the fan off to actually attach the Tesla coil, and then I can just come on another short video and show you all that once I get that done, because this is taking a long time. Yeah, it's taking too long. Let's see. Let me try it one more time. I'm gonna give it one more. Oh, I think I'm getting one out. No, no. The right size screwdriver and everything. Okay, let's come back to that. Let's come back to that part. It's usually not that hard. It wasn't that hard. But I remember some other people putting their ZVS drivers together, and it was kind of hard. It should not be that hard to get those screws out. Drunken Ninja says, "You can do it. You can do it." Yeah, Future Knowledge says, "Yeah, hello to the lurkers." Yeah, it's Friday night, so there will probably be a lot of lurkers on here. I was hoping to just like boom, 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 get this, put together, take this off. I didn't expect this, but as targeted individuals, we're always prepared for a little bit of trouble, a lot of trouble in our lives. These screws are really in there tight. Well, you got to do that. You got to get the Tesla coil in there. It's like welded in there. Let's see if I can come from the side. I'm going to come from the side right here. Try it. No, you can't even do that. I tried that on the first one because I was having trouble getting it off just like this. Not as much trouble. It's like it's like it's set up to where, like they set up the ZVS driver to where it seems like you would just be able to put the Tesla coil in there, like just be able to just push it in there, but it's not even close. Like you can't even, like it's not even close at all being able to push it in there. Yeah. You have to take off the fan, and I don't know why they would screw it in that tight. Whew. I'm getting hot. I don't know why they would do that. I can't, like, this is like a little thing that has it's not solid at all, and I couldn't even get it on the floor. Complete fail on getting this fan off. Maybe I'll come back to this towards the end, but you need that Tesla coil on there. I hope I'm not stripping that. Yeah, it's just not budging at all. That is weird. That's weird, guys. That's a weird one. These screws should come out. Oh, man. That is a mamma jamma. Okay, let's move on for now. That was unforeseen. That was Very unforeseen that those would not be able to unscrew at all. There's usually no problem with that. So, you know, you got to get that, and then you got to unscrew these little things and kind of flip them up and then put the Tesla coil in there. But what we're going to do, what we're going to skip to, guys, we'll come back around to that. We'll see if I can figure out a way. Wayne Moore says, are they countersunk screws? I have no idea, Wayne. Yeah, Laura Ann. Hey, Laura. She says, tie all damn screw. Yeah, this is, I've never seen screws that are this tight on something. Wasn't expecting that. I was expecting something to maybe go wrong with the cables or something, but not just screwing the fan, unscrewing the fan. Well, great. It's usually not this hard, I promise you guys. I guess there's all kinds of, like, when they put these things together, you know, there's some problems with them. I guess they really screwed these in to where, yeah. I mean, how do you get the Tesla coil in if you can't unscrew the screws? You can't get the It's interesting. Okay, let's cut the cables. Let's cut the cables, and we're gonna connect the cables to, from here, right, from the front of the ZVS driver to the power supply right here. The plus, if you can see, the V plus is going to be your live wire, and the V negative is going to be the neutral wire. And then this is where these three over here, that's going to be, these three on the end is going to be where the power supply plug goes. But let's do that. Let's just hook up the cables. I'll show you all how to cut the cables. So you basically know how to, you know, you got to take the fan off and then put the Tesla coils in. Shouldn't be this difficult. This is kind of weird. Okay, it's 12:05. It is now Friday the 14th. Hold on, let's see. Maybe it was just because it was Friday the 13th. Man, it's so weird. Okay, it's righty-tighty. Maybe I'm turning the screw the wrong way. I don't think so. Maybe I can just unscrew. No, because that's the one you got to leave in because it has the wire in there. Lefty loosey. If left is left, you know. Up, no. Okay, let's do the cables. I'll come back to that. Got to roll with the punches. We're targeted individuals. This is no big deal, right? This is no big deal. So I'm going to take a drag of my electronic cigarette. This is frustrating me. I wish I had like a wrench or something. I don't have any other tools. Yeah, Ella, it's Saturday the 14th here too. It's like 12:06 a.m. Future knowledge, I saw you type that in last time in chat. You said remote neural monitoring. Type this into chat without the periods and see what happens. What's supposed to happen? Hey, that's really important. What Andrew just put in chat is very important. He says the NSA has a complaint hotline. I think we need to be calling in there, and we need to be running stuff up the flagpole so that they're getting orders compartmentalized coming down. We start running things up the flagpole at the FBI and the NSA, and a lot of those agents who don't know what's going on, they're compartmentalized, will start to figure out that you know, citizens are being tortured. More and more people who are kind of out of the loop or compartmentalized will understand that, you know, we're being tortured. So, okay, so let's go to the cables. So I think I might call the NSA. And what I'll do, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you all how to put the cables on and everything. And then I'm going to turn the other ZVS driver off. I don't want to do that. It's all hooked up there. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that at the end and just show y'all because I'm gonna have to do some extra work on this to get the screws out. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the other ZVS driver off and then just show y'all how that's all put together after putting these pieces together. Oh, they're attached? The black and the... Oh, wow. Okay, well, at least they come apart. Uh-oh. Oh, that's bad. Oh, this is all very very Friday the 13th-ish. Oh, that's really bad, just what happened there. Because I want to split those off. And it just, ooh. Wow, okay. And I was splitting it up and the plastic came off, it tore it off so where the silver is exposed. You don't want that. You don't want that. So what I'm gonna do, and I need a pretty good length. I need like, I'm gonna need like, I guess 3 to 4 feet of cable. So I'm gonna have to get rid of this part. So I'm just gonna use my scissors, and cut this rubber. This is not going to plan, guys. But just targeted individuals, nothing ever does. We are used to that. And we will thrive and survive. I didn't, you know, I thought I was buying them. When you get the 12 gauge cables, you don't want them to be hooked together like this. I don't know why they came like that. Because I'm trying to split them off and it's exposing some of the copper. That's bad. I might just get those 8 gauge cables I have left. You really want to use 12 gauge cables though. I'm using 8 gauge cables on the other one. Let's see if I can do this. Oh man, that's bad. This is really not going to plan at all. I think I'm gonna have to get my 8 gauge cables because I didn't know these were put together like this. I don't know why they'd be like that. I guess I could do that. I really need them split though. Oh, that's totally messed up. I'm gonna waste too much of this cable. Might have to show you how to do it with the 8 gauge cable. Might have to show you, yeah, Drunken Ninja says back, how's Nikola Tesla? Not very good, Drunken Ninja, because these 12 gauge cables are you're supposed to get separate, a live wire, a live cable, and a neutral cable, but they're stuck together, and you got to pull them apart, right? But it's ripping off the side of the live. Okay, that works. It's going. I got to be careful here. It's starting to do it again. No. Yeah, it's not working. I think I got the wrong cables here. Okay, let's do it with 8 gauge. I'm just gonna do it with 8 gauge. I might, yeah, the screws are in there as tight as anything, and then I needed a 12 gauge live cable and a neutral cable. I'm gonna have to find out how to split those without ripping off the sides and exposing the copper in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pull out my 8 gauge cables. I'm just going to go ahead and pull out my 8 gauge cables right here. And we're going to work with these. See, these are separate. And here we go. We're going to want about, but you really want 12 gauge cables. So don't do it with the 8 gauge cables. And this is a good length right here, right? It's about 3 feet. God, man, everything went wrong tonight. I was like, oh, I'm just going to get on there. I'm just going to get on there and just like boop, 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 boop. Oh, look how easy this is to put together. Sometimes like the way this stuff, you got it like, I didn't know they were going to stick the cables together. So if I can find this type, do not buy that type. You need them separate. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on, and I'll do as much as I can. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to unhook the ZVS driver I have on, and I'll just show you all how that's all connected for the part that I couldn't do on this one. I'm glad I had two. That Wayne Moore says my phone security tells me YouTube is an unsafe site. Yeah. Barefoot Sungazer, this is the ZVS driver. So I'm just putting it together. This is the ZVS driver right here. And if you go back to the front of the beginning of the video, I pull up everything, what you need. This is the power supply cord and then the power supply. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a playlist of all this. This live stream didn't go too smoothly. But yeah, I'm used to stuff like that. Especially with this, you got to kind of you may hit some little speed bumps. I think pretty much everybody put it together pretty easily. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 feet. And this is 8 gauge. You're gonna want 12 gauge because you got a lot of copper hanging out of this, which is bad, which is very bad. That should be good right there. Go like a little bit longer. And then all you got to do is just cut it with the scissors. Because that rubber is pretty easy to cut. And it has these little copper strands in it. I don't have much cable left. I guess I won't need those anymore. But so I have about 3 feet or so. And then what you're going to want to do, this is really the important part. Because I think everybody can figure out, well, I think this is pretty easy too. Hold on, let me take a sip of Mountain Dew. Can I get a redo? can I get a redo here? Ella says, it's okay, Kyle. High five, everything went wrong for me today. I'm supposed to be at Carol's by candlelight. Oh, that would have been fun. Yeah, a lot of things go wrong during the day for us. I did actually. I went to the grocery store yesterday, and things went pretty smoothly. I didn't feel like I was gang stalked at the grocery store, but I was vehicularly stalked the whole way. I mean, I get sheriff's cars with one light. There was like 2 EMS, ambulances that drove past me. It may have not been gang stalking, but the one light vehicles. The one light civilian vehicles that are just like spotless. Okay, so what? Trying to think if I have something to clamp down. I didn't get any pliers, did I? I thought I got some pliers, but I don't think I did. We'll figure that out later. I'll get the ZVS driver I put together already, and I'll show you all that. I wasn't expecting to not be able to get those screws out. So what you're going to want to do with these cables, because you want a little bit of the copper stranding. With the 12 gauge, it's going to be better because the 8 gauge, a lot of the stranding sticks out. It's a lot more to kind of deal with, but we're going to just do it anyway. And what we're going to do is we're going to get a little bit, just like that much, right? And then you're going to take your scissors and just kind of cut the rubber. Just kind of cut the rubber. Don't like cut all the way through, but just kind of cut the rubber so that you can pull it off. So that you can pull the rubber off of the strands there. You might cut a few of the strands or whatever, but just kind of pick those up and throw them away. So it's just going to be, my first one went really smoothly. Like when I put together my first ZVS driver, it was just like boom, boom. No, wait, that's not true. I lost one of the screws, and I lost one of the smaller screws and had to search for it for like an hour. Because it fell into like a pile of papers, like behind a pile of papers. That's not necessarily true. It didn't really go that smooth. Had to kind of work at it to figure it out. Some of you guys who are, you maybe worked with electrical stuff and know about this more, it should be really, really simple. Cut it a little bit more. Barefoot Sungator says, they being the masses, there's no way to make them believe, because how could you even imagine such a horrifying reality in the land of the free unless it was happening to you? It's unfathomable. Yeah, I agree with you, but soon people won't be able to get away from knowing that it's happening. And we've got to push. We've got to push to make people understand that it's going on. It's a tough road, but eventually when the consumer products, the medical advancements, and the military is like using this crap out in the open, people aren't going to be able to deny it anymore. It's really when, not if. It's when, not if, but that when, I hope, comes soon, you know. I'm going to cut some of these strands here. So this is a live stream on what if everything goes wrong when you're trying to put something together that you were just like, oh, this is really simple. What do you do then? That's the lesson that we're trying to learn on this live stream. I like it. I like that you called me Nikola Tesla, drunken ninja. Have you guys seen? There's this movie called The Current War, and it's about like Nikola Tesla, Alexander Graham Bell, and then this other guy. I think it's like Carnegie, maybe. No, I don't think that's his name. There's another one of the guys who was putting electricity across the nation. And there's this one part where the really rich guy is talking to Nikola Tesla, and he wants his notebook. He wants one thing out of his notebook. And Nikola Tesla's like talking to him. He's like, you guys are talking, thinking about placing wires from this place to that place. What if you didn't even have wires, right? So like back in the into the beginning of the 1900s, he was already thinking about sending electricity wirelessly through the air. Like, what was up with Nikola Tesla? I've always wanted to do more research on him. I've always said, yeah, I got to look up Nikola Tesla and all this, but I never have. I think I'm going to do some research and do some videos on Nikola Tesla. Okay, guys, so that took forever right there. I think it's just maybe harder to do it on a live stream because I want to focus on you guys and stuff like that. Let's read that. Yeah, Drunken Ninja says, title, how not to put together a ZVS driver. I'm trying to give y'all an example of how not to do it so that when y'all do it, you can, do it right. You know what I'm saying? So see, you're going to have a little bit of copper cable right there. And then it's going to be on the plus side. The plus side of these, you have two little screws, right? And what you're going to do with those, if I haven't stripped my screwdriver, and it's just like, I'll show you all the ZVS driver that's already put together. We're just kind of going through this. And I was hoping that I could actually get it put together, but I'm going to have to work on those screws. I'm going to have to get some pliers. I'm going to have to get some pliers. I don't understand why they don't make it so that you can just, because you buy it with the Tesla coil, and I don't understand why they don't make it so you can't just slide the Tesla coil in and then tighten it down. I think that would be a better way to build the ZVS driver so you don't have to take the fan off the top and then unscrew both of these things to then put the Tesla coil in. I think that would be a lot simpler, but I think they just don't care because not a lot of people buy ZVS drivers. You know, so they're not really doing a bunch of, you know, making it more streamlined and stuff like that. So you're going to have these two parts right here. I was pointing to that, and it's on a lot. You see those two screws? The plus side right here is where you're going to put the live wire, the red wire. So I'm going to take this. The 12 gauge is much better because you're not going to have as much copper stranding, and it's going to fit in there a lot safer. So what I'm doing now, you probably don't want to use an 8 gauge cable. But I've used the 8 gauge cable on my other ZVS driver, and it seems to be putting more power to it. And it's not dangerous as long as I turn it off before I move it. Hey, Robert Williams. Robert Williams says, can you point the camera so we can see what you're doing? I'm just going to hold it up like this so you can kind of see where I'm putting it. And then when I put it in there, then I'll hold it up to the camera again. I don't want to take the camera off and point it because like my room's all messy and stuff. But you're just going to unscrew these little holders right here on the plus side. Okay, at least those screws are coming off. That's so easy. Really a lot easier. Another one. And I'll show you when I'm done putting it in there. Because I don't really have a cameraman or anything like that. M. Weber 777 says, how high is your electric bill now? It's the same because the power supply is going to the wall with like a regular plug. So it's kind of just like plugging in your PlayStation or something like that. The power supply is powering the ZVS driver. It's supplying the regular amount of power to the ZVS driver. So the electric bill is the same. And so we're going to put this in there, kind of flatten it out. And there's a couple of, that's pretty good. That's not too bad. Just wish I could have gotten that. I'm going to work on that. We'll hang out and we'll chat. Maybe, well, I don't know. I don't know how long I want to stay on live stream because I really want to get this working tonight. That's why I did this. I want to get 2 up and running so I can kind of see the results of it. Okay, so this is how it's going to look, right? It's on the plus side. You got the cable in there. Now there are some things where you can get like a kind of a thing to hook in there and then put the cable in it. But I'm just doing it this way. It's not dangerous. It hasn't been dangerous. With the 12 gauge, it's going to be a lot safer because you won't have any kind of copper stranding hanging out. But that's pretty solid. It can't be pulled out. And that's the plus side. That's the plus side right here. Do you see that, M. Weber 777? You said, yes, how many watts is in the power supply? It's a 500 watt. It's 500 watt, 42 amp, 12 volt. 12 volt. Is it 48 volt? I'm not sure. Hold on, let me see. Because let me pull that up and see. I'll show you real quick. Okay, here, and I put these at the beginning, Weber. It's a 12 volt, 42 amp, 500 watt. So if you're watching this part, just kind of freeze the screen, just push pause, and check this out. See, 12 volt, 42 amp, 500 watt. You could get this. You could get a 12 volt, 50 amp, 600 watt, and you may have a little bit more power running to the ZVS driver. You really want as much power as you can give it, because you want that Tesla coil putting out, you know, the strongest field that it's able to. So, Lost Year says, Barefoot Sungazer, ever wonder if some of us are targeted because of something we were supposed to do? Well, I think this happened, so I think we have to deal with this now, you know. But I see what you're saying. I think there's like an algorithm to kind of take out people who, you know, maybe could cause trouble for the top of the pyramid. Andrew Fury says, Kyle, didn't you find evidence that this is an NSA program that has been torturing us? Andrew, yeah, I did. It's what's happening is NSA/DOD, right? And the NSA has contractors under them that are experimenting and torturing citizens, surveilling them. And then the DOD has contractors under all the branches of the DOD to do this stuff. The CIA has contractors under them to do experimentation and torture for whatever their purposes are. But yes, you have the NSA doing surveillance, and then you have contractors directly under the NSA carrying out torture, experimentation, remote neural manipulation, and everything. But you've also, it's an NSA/DOD/CIA, and then you've got, it's way more complicated than just like, boom, it's NSA. Now I think that my attackers are working for a contractor under the NSA. Some of you guys, your contractors may be working under the DOD, like Air Force or Army or Navy or any of those. They may be they're doing different kinds of experimentation, right? And they contract out like, hey, we need to find out what this does to a person. We're trying to do this to their mind, or we're going to see how this burns their skin and stuff like that. I'm not sure about this, but James Lyko was in chat earlier. Drunken Ninja, you say they pick us at random. I'm not sure about that. I think there are some algorithms up at the top that the people at the bottom are profiling. Like they pick certain profiles of people, people who are creative, who are non-compliant, who are this or that, who are sometimes they have people, have to be highly educated to be picked for this, sometimes not for certain contractors. So I think up top there is a specific algorithm to pick people, but the people lower down who profile people and say, oh, we're gonna pick that person, and they just kind of cross paths with them. I think it fits into an algorithm at the top where it's more specific. You could be right. In some cases, it could just be random, but in other cases, it's a certain profile, whistleblower, non-compliant person. I think for me, because I had an autoimmune disorder, when I went to Ochsner, they said, well, this guy has an autoimmune disorder, so he's going to have pain anyway. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to put an implant in him. And then they started, torturing me. I went through different rungs of being tortured. Yeah, Wayne Morris says, I was profiled 100%. Yeah. Drunken Ninja says, Kyle, your last couple of streams have been buggy. Like have been skipping and stuff like that. I went back and watched some of them to make sure it wasn't. It could be the ZVS driver running down there. It slows down my computer. Like my computer, like Windows will open up slower, things will be choppy and stuff like that because it's like messing up the Wi-Fi, which is weird because some people were saying some people were saying like if it doesn't mess up your Wi-Fi then it's definitely not working, but it does mess up your Wi-Fi if you have it near your computer. Okay, so Drunken Ninja says my perps told me that they pick it at random. Yeah. I mean, I think some of us are picked at random. You may just cross a person that's connected with this program, and then some people could be profiled, and then some people they're doing something specifically that that an agency doesn't like, and so they get on there. A lot of Christians are targeted. I think there's a lot of profiling. It's like you have a profile to be picked to be in this program, but then it's kind of like you may get picked and then somebody else who has that same profile may not cross paths with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think the problem is it's so complicated because there's so, like the NSA has contractors under them, the CIA has contractors under them, and all the DOD, they have contractors to do this too, and they're all doing it for different reasons. They're doing it for certain kinds of experimentation. So in some of them, they need a specific type of person, maybe specific genetics, because you hear James Giordano say that they're trying to do some like epigenetic stuff, like how your genes correspond with brain activity. So some of these agencies, probably like the CIA, have contractors that are going to be finding specific genetics that then they're doing this remote neural manipulation, seeing how it affects something and seeing how it corresponds to somebody's actual DNA and genetics. So that would have to, they'd be specifically profiling. But then some people get roped into the program just by random. They crossed the wrong person that lived next to them, or an ex-spouse, or an ex-girl, an ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever. So I think there's different forms of it. Hey Nappy man, hey Nappy Head Ruth, it's an honor. It's an honor to have you in my live stream. I'm putting a ZVS driver together, and I'm hitting some roadblocks in it, but I got the live wire in. So we got the live wire in. I'm going to go ahead and cut the neutral wire, and we're going to put that in there. And I'll show you guys when I get done. But this is pretty easy. You're just going to want to cut around the rubber, right? Make a little cut around the rubber here. I can read some of y'all's chats while I'm doing it. Barefoot Sun Gazer says, when we incarnate, nearly all with amnesia as to who we are as a soul and what we are supposed to do here in this body. Very few come in with fully intact soul memory. Yeah, like I sometimes wonder if before this life I agreed to have this being done to me, to learn something, right? Because it feels like in my soul I've grown stronger. M. Weber 777 says, the only problem is the ZVS driver is not portable. That's where the plasma ball might be viable because it can run on USB power. I know for a fact it works too. Yeah, there's some other solutions, M. Weber, and if I want to know more about that. So if you can email me about the plasma ball, I definitely want to know about that. ZVS driver is good for, when I'm sitting in my condo. When you sleep, you can at least put it on when you sleep, right? So you can get some good sleep, and then you may not be able to wear it out, but you got stuff like the noise canceling hearing aids, less EMF headgear. And I was looking into, and I think I'm getting this for Christmas, I was looking at lead hats, like a lead hat that goes all the way around, and it just leaves a hole for your face. And it's rubber and lead. It's like a rubber and lead fabric. It's 0.5 something. It's 0.5 something lead or whatever, but it's a lead woven in the fabric. It goes all the way around the neck and the head. I'll show you guys that on another video. But I kind of wanted to, I kind of at least wanted to show you all the steps of this. This is this is how I'm spinning this, right? This is how I'm spinning this. I kind of wanted to show you all the steps of what I'm doing. And then I'm going to get my ZVS driver from down there and show you all everything hooked up. So Nappy Head Root says, hey, Vulcan, it's an honor to be here. Yeah, man, you do a great job. You do like live streams every day. That's awesome, man. It's awesome. I hope you're doing well, man, because I know you're in your car. I just hope you're not getting hit really hard in there. It's got to be really bad with the gang stalking, when you're living in your car. So we're gonna do about 3 feet of this neutral wire. And this is 8 gauge. You're gonna want to get 12 gauge, but somehow make sure that it's separate. Make sure that it's not glued together, because I'm trying to pull those apart and it's stripping the sides of them. How can everything go wrong, right? How can every freaking thing go wrong? But we'll get it put together. Barefoot Sun Gazer says, I never would have these beliefs except it was what I was personally told and experienced 5 years ago, the night before I had a spontaneous Kundalini awakening. I had sleep paralysis and OBE. Yeah, I believe that. I mean, I believe that we have souls, and I believe that, like, maybe, maybe before we were born into this body, we agreed to go through this pain, or we're gonna get to the next life, and we're gonna find out why this happened, why we had to go through this. Because I definitely feel like a stronger connection to God. Like I feel a stronger soul connection to Creator. And the thing is, it's like without this pain, I would have never grown spiritually like that. I would have never needed to. So God the universe has this nature about it where when there's a challenge and you resist to it, you grow stronger. And I think also on levels that science doesn't really know about yet, that happens. We have resistance, and we start reaching for things that we wouldn't have been able to reach if we just had an easy life. I sometimes think, because the people that, this is a crazy idea. Okay, so let me say this. This is just theory. This is way out there. This is way out there, what I'm about to say now. I sometimes think that, like, there's the top of the pyramid, and then there's something higher up the food chain, maybe, than just the people at the top with a lot of money. And I think that the people on the top of the pyramid think that they're genociding people and de-evolving people. Basically, they're going to de-evolve people, hook them up to machines, poison them, so that people are weak and that they can rule over them, kind of, right? They can have a new world order and kind of rule over the de-evolved masses. I think whatever's above the top of the pyramid, and I'm not saying Satan, not that. I'm saying they've been tricked, and all this stuff, all this poisoning and tyranny and division of people, it's going to create something, and something's going to awaken, because it's happened individually in me and a lot of you guys. We're going to have this awakening, and we're going to have this evolution. This is going to backfire. And I want to use the example that I always go to, Jurassic Park. Life always finds a way. I think I'm just going to say Jurassic Park, and y'all will know what I mean from now on. Drunken Ninja says, at least God will go easy on us on Judgment Day. Yeah, definitely. I think God understands, and anytime we rage out or whatever we do, God forgives us. Yeah. Wayne Moore says, I hope he destroys these creatures. Yeah. M. Weber 777 says the spirit world is above them all. Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, all these algorithms and stuff, God has made this universe so complicated, and there's no way any human beings have figured out how to even control it. Even if they can do light speed quantum computing, they can't beat the evolution in the way that the universe is set up for life to grow stronger when it faces resistance. Because, like, I've gotten stronger in a lot of ways from this. I mean, I guess the microwaves have like damaged my brain and my nervous system and stuff like that. But I found ways to kind of neutralize that a little bit, and then use my willpower, right? To try and resist against the challenge. And it's kind of built me up in this way of reaching towards things that I didn't even really understand before. Yeah, PA1 says, I hate this, but I would never have woke up if this hadn't happened. Yeah. Paul Abernath says, a negative ion generator and 100-watt inverter with 4 cell phone batteries and an aluminum contacts positive to body and negative to ground will build up static electricity in body. It might work. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of great ideas if we use, and there's also some other ways to set up Tesla coils that could work that I'm looking into. Yeah, M. Weber, definitely. That's very smart. M. Weber 777 says, ask the universe for help and it will respond to your call. You ask the universe for what you need. Ask God, pray to God in the name of Jesus Christ. Please help me. Please give me a way. And you will be so surprised at what he will send. I like that. Yeah, Ella says, as far as I know, opening up that portal to the spirit realm could be dangerous. Well, I think there's good. There's like, because I think about my grandpa in the next life and everything like that. And like, I want to connect with that, and angels in heaven, like whatever's in this next life, the heaven that's in next life. I want to connect with that, and the thing that we should do is run it past God, right? Like, pray to God about it and say, is this right? And he'll give you a sign. He'll give you discernment to say, no, don't do this. It's dangerous. Or, okay, yeah, you can do that. That's going to give you strength and power, right? I think there's way more good in this universe than evil. You know, on a magnificent scale, there's way more good than bad. But some people would disagree with me and say there is no bad and good. There is no good and evil. And I think that's what they're trying to really instill in the population now. The evil people at the top of the pyramid, they're trying to instill this belief that there really is no. Oh, that's kind of short right there. That's okay. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cut this in. And I'll show you where to hook it up. And I'm gonna do a playlist. Remember, guys, I'll be doing a playlist. You know, so you can kind of put it all together. I mean, like I basically watch Map Oyakav's video. I watched the German TI's video, and then Map Oyakav's video, and just like looked at what she had set up in like a 10-second clip and figured this out. So I'm giving y'all all the information that you need to kind of figure it out. You know, shouldn't be too hard. Except those screws. That's really bothering me that it's that hard to unscrew that. It was really wrapped weird too. It's wrapped in a weird thing that it wasn't wrapped in the last one. It's wrapped in this thing. This is weird. I don't know. I sometimes just wonder if my stuff's getting messed with. Okay. Yeah, Calmar says God always shows up. That's the attitude we need, Cal. It's, man, sometimes it's so rough. Like, I mean, we all want to give up sometimes, but you just hold out a little while longer, and we're getting so close. We're getting so close to where, you know, the public will not see this as crazy. I think the only people like that come on these chats and say, "Hey, this is crazy stuff." What was EPAR saying? Oh, is he calling people perps? Yeah, future knowledge is not with the government. EPAR. I don't know. I think that's kind of psyop sometimes. I think some people who like say that they're TIs and then they just accuse everybody of being perps. I think that that's part of a psyop. It's like they're doing it before you can do it. That's what I've noticed. I've noticed that deceit has gotten so bad that what these psyop people do is they do something. They accuse you of doing something and then they do it to you, right? So you're going to get a perp that comes in and says, everybody's perps, right? And so it becomes this really, really confusing deceit. They actually accuse people of doing exactly what they're doing. I guess that's not too confusing, but that's kind of how they work, you know. The perp will strike you while they cry out in pain. Okay. The PSYOP agents, counterintelligence. Okay, let's get this one. These are actually fitting in there pretty good. So, and just kind of go through, and I'm going to make a playlist so y'all can get more details of everything. This is, I mean, you just need like 4 things: scissors, screwdriver, and, you know, I might have to add, you might need some pliers on these screws. It wasn't as hard the first time, but they really clamped those things down. And that's probably a little bit too much right there. See, I cut it off, cut the rubber around it, and that's probably a little bit too much. I didn't want that much. You want like just that much right there. And let me go ahead. This is going to go in the negative. This is the neutral line. The neutral line, and it's going to go into the negative spot here, and then I'll show y'all. So you just unscrew the little clamp, the holder. I don't know what it's called, but it's the little screws that hold down the cable. unscrew it to the left. These, man, came out so easy. So apparently this wasn't defective, it's just those screws on coming out on that other one. Everybody heard my disclaimer, right? Do this at your own risk. Kyle Sladen, Vulcan Wolverine LLC, has no liability. It's not dangerous though. I'm kind of just joking around with that. I got exposed way too much copper. That. Yeah, the 8 gauge. That's why I wanted to do the 12 gauge, because the 8 gauge have so much more copper wiring. That should be good. So you got your neutral wire. Then they're pretty tight. You see, you unscrew these little things, put the copper in. I wish I could show you all that better. I think 777 was right. Hey, Stacy. So live wire and neutral wire right there. And now we're gonna do the same thing. Cut the cables on here. Just expose some of the copper, and we're gonna run the live wire to the V plus. The V plus. That's going to be your red wire going to that. Any of them, any 3 of those, and then the ground wire is going to be to the V negative right there. Okay. Let's do that. So I'm just doing the same thing. I'm just cutting this, cutting the outer kind of rubber of the cables. Right there. Yeah, Stacy, you missed a good show at the beginning. I can't get the fan off. The screws are in there way too tight. So I just moved on to hooking the cables up from the ZVS driver to the power supply. And then I'm gonna take the ZVS driver I already have set up, and I'm just gonna show everybody how the Tesla coils fit in there. It's like 12:59. Yes, I started this live stream about 11:30, so I've been going for about an hour and a half. I've been talking a lot too. Usually you can put this stuff together a lot quicker. Yeah, Drunken Ninja missed how not to put it together a ZVS driver. So cut around this. We got it working. Got the other one working. I think I'm just gonna have to get some pliers for this screws. And I'm just gonna hook this up. I'm gonna hook these cables up to the power supply. Then I'm gonna hook up the power supply cord, and then it'll be done. We'll be done with this, and I can then just show y'all my other ZVS driver, kind of show y'all how the Tesla coil is supposed to discolor, I guess. I really just I'm gonna get that ZVS driver and just show y'all how the Tesla coil fits in there when you can get the fan off. Okay, so I'm gonna need to clear a better workspace here. So in M Weber 777 says they called me a perp too because I wore sunglasses in my videos. Only reason I wore them was because I didn't want people to know who I was in the beginning. Yeah, and I've heard a lot of people, you know, like Richard Lighthouse, that's not his real name. Ella Free, that's not her real last name. But like, I'm a real targeted individual, and you know, when I first started making videos, I chose like the name Vulcan Wolverine because I just didn't want to use my real name. I just wasn't sure. I wasn't sure like if you know, there were some other, you know, maybe other attackers in another state who would see my video and know my name and then like help my attackers, right? Your V2K, well, we don't want to listen to your V2K, so definitely definitely do give this a thumbs up, but not because Wayne's V2K told you to do it. Do it because this video is awesome. If I could have just gotten those screws out, it would have been a lot better. But we've had fun. You know, just showing y'all kind of the steps to going through it. We'll spin it that way. We'll spin it that this was a great success. And I'm definitely gonna, like, when I get off a video, I'm gonna figure out some kind of, you know, sometimes like things do aren't built right on these things, and you gotta, you know, get a little wrench or something like that. So definitely after this video, I'm going to get this working tonight. And okay, so I got the live wire right here, and then I'm gonna go ahead. You've got to, on these little connections right here, you've just got to use this screwdriver, and you basically unscrew this little kind of piece of metal, and it comes up. For people who don't know a lot about electronics, but it's like basically the thing that holds it. And then let me show you all this real quick. Ooh, I don't want this to fall off of there. Okay. This little part right here kind of covers it, and you're going to want to flip that up. It just kind of pulls out and flips up like that. And then we're going to unscrew the V plus right here. We'll do the first one. So we're going to do the first, let me just show it again. The first V plus all the way to one side of the power supply. So we're going to do that. Let me take a second on that real quick. Yeah, my V2K is pretty loud right now. The woman on the V2K keeps saying, "This is weird. Just leave him alone." She's like, you know, she's doing that kind of stuff, and the guy's like, "What does he call me?" He calls me a retard a lot. Yeah, Donna, South Central PA says, "Oh, I keep forgetting this is live. Need stronger coffee." Yes, the V2K is here. Yeah, I drink Mountain Dew because I need a lot of caffeine to get through this. Okay, so this is the live wire from the plus part of the ZVS driver to the plus part, the plus V, any one of them. I'm gonna have to put it down right here and put it in there. Okay. All right, so now that's in there. You got the live cable from the ZVS driver, the power supply, right there in the front. I don't know if y'all can see that. And now we're going to take the grounding wire. That's in there tight enough. Okay. All And then we got to cut it right there. Does anybody have any music requests? Because I can play some music on my phone. Just kind of in the background. Oh, Dave says, I remember one time I had sleep paralysis at work. Yeah, I've had sleep paralysis. My dad, my brother, and me have all had sleep paralysis our whole lives. But my mom doesn't have it. I don't get much. I get a lot of directed dreaming, a lot of really weird directed dreaming. And I hadn't been getting it of late. Like the last week, I've been getting some weird dreams. But it seems like before that, I wasn't remembering them at least, which was kind of good. They're not as intense with the ZVS driver. I'm not that anything that's happening is not as intense as it was, before I got the ZVS driver. Hey Charles, man, how you doing, brother? I hope you're doing well. Charles says, I hope everyone is doing okay. I hope you're doing really good, Charles. Did you try the ZVS driver? I'm putting one together right now. It's like right here, the power supply and the ZVS driver. Okay. I want to listen to some Christmas music. What about some Christmas music? Put a little bit of Christmas music on there. Kind of looking forward to Christmas, guys. I want old school Christmas songs. Oh, Stacy says no Xmas music, LOL. I'm sorry, gotta play some Christmas music. Strong-minded individual, you hate Jingle Bell, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg, Batmobile lost its wheel, and the Joker got away. Well, request something. If anybody has any other requests, I'll play. Okay, so Laura says Gordon Lightfoot. I do not know who Gordon Lightfoot is, but we'll go ahead and play that. Gordon. Lightfoot. What song, Laura? Oh, I'll Be Home for Christmas? Okay. I'll Be Home. Just anything from Gordon Lightfoot? We'll listen to Sundown. It looks to be like one of the most popular songs. I hate those advertisements that you can't skip. Like if I ever put advertisements on my videos, I make sure that I don't do the ones that are unskippable. All right, I get so annoyed with those. Okay. Oh, this is jamming. Charles says, has anyone tried using carbon filtration to filter the air? No, I sure haven't, Charles. We were talking about it. We were talking about it, me and you, Charles, and we were saying like how maybe the ZVS driver with the scalar waves was maybe filtering the air, but I'm not too sure about that. Wayne says, I have watched synthetic dreams whilst in sleep paralysis. Horrible. Yeah, when you can't wake up, and you're in this dream that you really, oh yeah. Ella Advocate says, Kyle, put some cheesy rock song on. Okay, after Gordon Lightfoot, I'll put some of my favorite music. There's this guy named Prinz Handler. It's like Prinz and then Haldir, Haldir, and he takes all these like Breaking Benjamin songs and like newer rock songs, and he edits them in with like Avengers movies and action movies and stuff. I love it. I love his channel. He only has 10,000 subscribers, and he's like it seems like he's a professional editor to me. Dave Day says, Vulcan Wolverine, the RX Bandit song Recapitulation is a fantastic freedom song when you have time. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it purifies the air. Okay, so this is the neutral. It's going to go into the negative V. I don't want any of these cables to come out, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it in there. Let's see. Yeah. Hey, Stacy, were your 12 gauge cables put together? Were they stuck together? Your 12 gauge cables? Because like I had to tear like the red and the black cables were stuck together, and I couldn't peel them apart without ripping the side off of the other one. I wonder if we got the same ones for you. Okay. What's this? Yeah, you really need to get 12 gauge cables. I'm doing it with the 8 gauge right now, but you got to do this you got to like pull some of the copper stranding down like this, and it's not a good safety thing. But as long as I'm keeping it in a certain area, it's not going to be that bad. But really, we need to be doing this with 12 gauge cables. I just kind of want it to go ahead and put it together though, as much as I can, as much as I can put together tonight. I don't know why I wanted to get the 12 gauge cable separate. Should have checked all this out before I did the video. That's not how I like to do things. I like to kind of do things on the fly. It's a lot more fun that way, Okay, so we got the live wire from the plus side of the ZVS driver to the plus V side of the power supply. Then we got the ground wire, the neutral. It's not a ground, it's a neutral wire. I guess ground. To the negative part of the ZVS driver to the negative V of the power supply. Now, next part is the power supply plug. And this, I guess you want to get, how many feet is this? This looks like about 5 feet. It's about 5 feet, huh? So you want to get a 5 feet, and you want black, white, and green. Now the black is your live wire, the white is your neutral wire, and the green is your earthing, is your ground wire. Sorry, I said earthing. Barefoot Sungazer says, Ella, perhaps you're from a less dense, more true and natural light realm. You heard of the conditions of Earth and how many souls were imprisoned within this falsely inverted metal matrix. That's interesting. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just wonder if we have, more than one life. If our soul has many lives, because sometimes I feel like this deja vu, and I also feel like sometimes that I accepted this before this life. Like I accepted this path. Like and God gives me this kind of you already said you do this. So this is and you're gonna have another life or something. I don't know though. I don't think we're supposed to know that stuff. We learn that in the next journey, in the next life, which is cool, you know. What I'm going to do after I get this hooked up, after I get the power supply, and this is easy. This is an easy part. Like if you didn't have this, you have to like do these cables and then hook them into a plug and stuff like this. So you want to make sure you get the power supply cord. Make sure you got the live wire, neutral wire, and grounding wire. And where did I get this from? It's from Southwire. So you can either go to Southwire's website or just go to Amazon or eBay and get the power supply cord. So Rick M says, we die once. You know that, Kyle. I don't know. I don't know what comes next. I don't know what's been before. Sometimes I get feelings about stuff. I think we're not supposed to know. I think we're supposed to like wonder about it. But then it's like when we die, we'll find out, right? But then if we come back again, we'll forget it. And our soul will maybe know. Who knows? Who knows what is in the next life? I think that we have to have faith that, there's a part of us that will never die. I do know that if I don't quit these electronic cigarettes, I'm probably going to die faster, if not killed by the targeting. But the thing is, like, I'm actually fending off this targeting pretty well. And especially, I was telling people at the beginning, I got this it's like a joint repair supplement, and it's really making the left side just a lot less inflamed and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to quit those electronic cigarettes though. Okay, so what we're gonna do, oh man, see how we got this hooked up? We got the ZVS jar hooked up there. I'm gonna drop this. Oh, I dropped it. So your power supply, you're gonna have these three at the end. One is L, that's your live wire. That's going to be the live wire from the power supply plug. Then the N, neutral, and then this little symbol right here, it's like a little circle. That's your earth, that's your grounding wire that you're going to want to put in there. So it's going to go from the N here, it's going to go black, white, green. Black, white, green. Black's going to be L, white's going to be N, and then green is going to be that little circle thing. So let's go ahead and do that. I wonder what would happen. I guess nothing would happen if I went ahead and plugged in the power supply and see, it was simple, right? ZVS driver, your cables, and then your power supply, and then your Tesla coil, right? So it's not a lot of stuff. It just takes some doing, kind of hooking it together, but it's really pretty easy to put together. Okay. Okay, so black goes into the live wire. Oh yeah, I'm gonna loosen these real quick. Right there. So you're just basically unscrewing these little flat metal things. They pop up, and then you're putting the ends of the copper cables into them. That's what I'm basically doing right now. Okay, so we got all those right there. I think we're gonna, okay. Yeah. I guess I don't want to show my floor; it's all dirty. Um, I'll just show y'all after I get it done. I'll pull the webcam off and show y'all. So Ella says, oh, kind of hard doing all this at once for me, a little bit. Ella says, barefoot, the supposed practice of communicating with the dead, especially in order to predict the future, alchemy, necromancy, and other magic practices. I'm clairsentient as well and claircognition. Oh, I gotta look those up. I don't know what those mean. Cal says, Charles Hall, get hip pain. I was run down by a car though. I'm sorry, Cal. I know you're in tons of pain. I'm gonna get with you. I'm gonna get with you and see what we can do. Grounding, man. Grounding can stop a lot of your pain that's not even targeting, and then it can stop a lot of the external targeting, and it can help with anything that they're doing to get into the vestibular system too. Charles Hall says, what do you think about them using pollution to target our neurons through gas? That's an interesting thought. I mean, I know that we have toxins in our body that make us kind of a dirty circuit board, but I don't know about, I mean, I guess that'd be pollution, right? They're using pollution that has certain toxins in it. Heavy metals are probably in pollution, and that, makes the directed energy connect with our brains and our nervous systems better. Okay, so put that live wire in, get that in there. Then the neutral, the white, kind of set up, kind of hard to get in there. Ooh. That should be good. All right. So I got that all connected. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my ZVS driver that's running and just show y'all everything put together. And then I'm going to have to work on this later. I don't know if I want to sit here and try and get these screws out on the live stream because that's going to be kind of boring. I wish I wouldn't have taken so much time with that because I'm going to have to get some pliers or something like that. But let me see if I can just pull this off. So you see, you got your, so you got your live cable. And this should be a 12 gauge. This is an 8 gauge because my 12 gauge cables were messed up. Live wire in any of the V pluses, the grounding one in any of the V negatives, and then you got your power supply cord. You got your live wire, and it goes from the in to inward. Live wire, which is black, and then your neutral, which is white, and then the grounding one right there. So, and then we would be ready if we had the Tesla coil. It's all ready to go. You can do a switch if you want to, but it would be all ready to go if we had the Tesla coil connected to the ZVS driver. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and kind of place them over on my bed. Let's see, and then I'm going to get the one that's put together, and show y'all, just show y'all how the Tesla coil looks when it's hooked in. I'm actually gonna I'm hooked to grounding. I'm hooked to my grounding straps. I got all these wires. Then I had my transcranial stimulation device on earlier. It gets annoying after like years of like putting the grounding on every time you sit down and putting the transcranial stimulation device. But I noticed that I feel a lot better with the transcranial stimulation device. Like I took it off and I started feeling more anxious, you know. So it does actually have a really good effect, conducting a certain current along the skin, and that's like kind of interfering with what our attackers are doing. Okay, so let me get this off of here. Let me take this. I'm just going to put it in the other room for now. All right, guys, so I'm going to grab this ZVS driver down below my desk, and I'm just going to show you what the Tesla coils look like plugged in. I think I've shown you all before. Whenever you move this stuff, I don't know if y'all can still hear me. Whenever you move your ZVS driver, make sure you unplug it so it doesn't short out. I'm going to kind of move this up. Make sure I can. Hey guys, it's pretty. The testicle is pretty hot. I just want to show y'all. It's hooked up just like that other one I just hooked up. You see the Tesla coils stick in these little things right here, if you can see. But you got to take the fan off and then unscrew those things, like, and then put the Tesla coil. Put the Tesla coil. I'm having trouble with words here, but just put the Tesla coils in there and then kind of clamp these down and screw them back on. But you can see that, right? And you can see how it's discolored a little bit at the top there, because it's always like, I have mine on pretty much 24 hours a day, except when I leave the house. I'm just gonna put that right there. I'm gonna put it by that other Tesla coil. Okay, guys. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream because I want to go ahead and get that second one put together. S-Roble says it works pretty good. It blocks some stuff, not everything. I use it. Oops. So Stacy says it works pretty good. It blocks some stuff, not everything. I use it while I'm at home and while I sleep. Yeah. Laura says, I love Kyle. He's the only one that can bore me and still watch. Yeah, this was kind of boring, y'all. Yeah, and Stacy made a video about hers too, about her putting up her ZVS driver. And what happened, like at the beginning, it wasn't working as good, and it kind of had to build up. So, so it's working a little. I think it's working a little bit better for her now, which is good. And we're gonna see when I get two huge fields going, what it's like, Andrew Fury says, night Kyle, I'm questioning calling the NSA complaint line again. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that, Andrew, and I'm gonna see what they say, because the NSA directly contracts out, to do this experimentation in Tortron. So it'd be interesting to hear how they spin it or how they lie about it, Wayne Moore says, it's always a pleasure to be here. We make our own fun. Yeah, this was fun. Those screws were just really tight, so I'm going to have to find some kind of pliers or something. And I definitely don't want to just sit on video doing that for a while, because I might get a little bit frustrated, while I'm doing that. Hey, Native, how are you doing? Love you guys. I love all you guys. Thanks for coming so much. And we'll do, like, tomorrow or the next day, we'll do a hangout, where we go through information and some of you guys can come on and talk. I know this wasn't the most scintillating conversation, because when I'm doing this, I can't really think to converse with you guys with the targeting and stuff like that. But we'll do some of those hangouts really soon. I'll be doing some more stuff. Hey, Cheryl. Cheryl says, Kyle, LOL, I called NSA when I was first targeted. They hung up on me. The FBI hung up on me. So I think what they're doing is they're trying to pass the buck, and they're trying to say these very careful things, right? They say very careful things not to let on that they know that this is happening. Those agency workers do know that this is going on. I got that first ZVS driver up there. I kind of want to put the new one up there and keep this one on the bottom. I don't know. We're going to see. I want to see how much, if I just push a bunch of power through it, what happens, But all right, guys, I love y'all. More to come. I just really want to get this second one put together. So I am going to kind of end the live stream a little bit early. But definitely I'll be doing some live streams probably tomorrow. Probably tomorrow I'll do one where we just hang out. And I'll be a little bit more, a little bit more conversing, because I get frustrated with this stuff, you know, unscrewing everything and stuff like that. I hope for the people who are going to put the ZVS driver together that this just gave you some more information, and then you can figure it out from there. I would do the 12 gauge cables, not the 8 gauge cables, and it does work. It really works. Not 100%, but it definitely does work. Stacy says we should bombard the NSA and FBI with calls at the same time. Yeah, we need to have a day. That's really smart, Stacy, where we have like a day, and we like on next Friday or Friday 2 weeks from now, every targeted individual called the FBI in your state, you know, in your city. I wonder what it would do. It would just flood their call boards, and then I mean it just seemed like the guy from the FBI already knew though, you know. So, but I'm gonna call the NSA. I'll let y'all know what they tell me, because I mean we're just at that point in time, right? We're at that point in time where pretty much people know that this is going on, but they just don't want to lose their jobs and stuff like that. They're scared that they're going to be targeted. So the more we push, the more it's just gonna, the more that we will have the probability of getting help, you know. All right, I love you guys. Future Knowledge says, good night, Colin. Love for all targeted individuals. Barefoot Sungazer says, a number of different dimensions in order to help me understand what was happening. And eventually my father brought me back down into my room where I saw myself still asleep. I got back into. I wish I could travel to other dimensions. There was this thing on the Arrowverse. It's like the DC shows, and it was Crisis on Infinite Earths. It's based off of this old DC comic book, and it's where it's like every version of you, there's billions and there's infinite, not just billion, there's infinite versions of you in realities. And like in this show, this bad guy is like destroying every Earth in every multiverse. They call it multiverse. So it's a cool idea. I'd like to meet the me that wasn't targeted. See what he's like. I bet you I don't know what he'd be like. I'd have no idea. Brian Lee says, yo, Kyle, give me a text if you get my messages. You're Canuck bud. Oh, okay, cool, man. Yes, I did. I sent you a text, man. I sent you a text. But I'll text you again, brother. I hope you're doing good. Thank you for coming. And Stacy, thank you for coming. It was great to have you here. And Native, strong-minded individual, Andrew, Tanya, Wayne, Future Knowledge, Charles. I hope you're doing good. I know we're all hurting, guys. This can give us a little bit of relief. You know, it can give us an angle, in a percentage. You know, mixed with the other defenses, it's very, very good. And I'll let you guys know once I get the dual huge field, right, and I'm going to switch them around places. I'll let y'all know if there's a difference or if it's just the same. If even if you build a stronger field, you know, what does it do? All right, guys, love y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Okay, just stay strong, stay prayed up. And what somebody said, put what you need out into the universe. You know, really pray to God for what you need right now in your situation you're in, and you'll get an answer back. You know, you'll get an answer back. Something will come into your path. Love you guys. I'll see y'all soon.